Do we want to go from the top for some predictions, Jamie?
What I need to be concerned about is the thing that's out of my control is Gorski's a lunatic.
God will come down from the heavens and strike Josh Gorski with all the luck. And he will absolutely blow Rob off the table.
My biggest concern for Timmy is the length of the match. How long can Timmy maintain a good standard for?
I'll give Dakota, and this actually applies to a number of matches. I'll give him the blueprint to win this match.
Quick blueprint rundown for all the underdogs.
Today's episode is brought to you by Mr. Minute Fountain Gate. Mr. Minute provides shoe repair, key cutting, car keys and remotes, engraving, watch servicing, and sharpening. Run by Australian legend of pool Tim Shelton, they have lots of great personalised gift ideas. Tim has 20 years of experience in engraving and can even use laser engraving for customised designs. Get 20% off in-store when you mention 8Ball FM at Mr. Minute Fountain Gate. Well, this is the first episode for 2026. We've had a couple of episodes out, but this is our first time recording for 2026. So welcome back, everyone. Welcome, Marc. Welcome, Jamie. The Gatekeeper is with us today.
Sort of get it out there.
Get the Gatekeeper out there. Well, it's money match season. Jamie, you actually kicked us off with a money match. It was the end of last year, is that right? It was in December that you played a money?
Yeah, I think, was it? Yeah, it was. It was just after Christmas.
I think it was the 27th.
After Boxing Day, I think so. 27th, I think it was. How bad is it? I don't remember the date.
I believe that's right. Yeah. I will say, good on you and Trent Ronnie Mason for getting out there and having a match, and it was a good match. Marc, you commentated that match.
Yes, I did.
With another Marc Owens. So congratulations, Jamie, on the win. And also, Marc, I want to say to you, that was some of the best coaching style commentary that I've ever heard on a match, and I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
So well done to you on that as well.
Thanks. I actually got a lot of really good feedback on the commentary. The reason why I did that was I knew that Jamie and Trent's looking to improve and Jamie's looking to just refine his game a bit better. And I knew that's what they wanted. And I was just hoping that the audience would enjoy it as well. So I did the commentary. Actually, I was basically talking to Jamie and Trent. And just hoped everyone enjoyed it too.
Yeah, it made it kind of like, sometimes you'll see a match between, no offense to Jamie, but you might see a match between a couple of the elites. Say it's, a Rusty versus Dalla or something. And the match is just like so aggressive and so clean that sometimes there's not that much to talk about. But certainly there were some frames in your match where there were things to talk about tactically as well as technique wise. So it gave Marc, there was a lot of opportunity to provide really useful commentary that can apply both to Trent and Jamie at their levels, very good levels, but also even just to the average punter watching, an intermediate player, if you like. And I think, Trent was at the top of that intermediate pile. I hope he's pushed through that now and doesn't consider himself intermediate anymore. But yeah, if you were an intermediate player, there was lots to get out of both watching that match and listening to Marc and Marc Owens commentate on what was going on there as well.
Yeah, I think it depends on the viewer. So sometimes if you're a viewer that wants to, I guess, learn a bit more about the game and you've got a commentator in there that knows what they're talking about, then having lots of mistakes or incorrect choices can actually be sometimes a good thing, because you'll learn as you go and you'll be trying to do these things. And if the commentator picks a different shot to what the player's chosen or both of you have chosen, then you both get to assess the situation. When I did the intermediate comp at Slate, now I hadn't commentated for quite a while because obviously I've been pretty much out of the game. It took me a while to get back into it, but once I did, I really enjoyed the commentary because there were so many bad choices of shots. And that's not a disrespect to the players. It's an intermediate comp. So I expect to see that, but then you can then take that and use that as a tutor to the players and say, well, here's some choice of shots you may not have looked at or whatever. That most likely some of them have gone back and looked at that and gone, yep, agree with that. Nah, that's crap. And, they can take what they want out of it. I guess at the end of the day, anyone that takes offense to commentary, I think probably looks at it a little narrow-mindedly, because at the end of the day, whether the commentator's right or wrong, they're giving an insight that you either haven't thought of or you just don't believe. But either way, you're going to get information, whether it's something you're going to agree with or something you can learn from. And if you don't agree with it, okay, no harm done. But if you learn something from it, it's a positive. So there's no real negative from it, unless, the person on there is just a straight goose. But if they're giving insightful commentary, then it's really good. From that match Trent and I played, and first I want to say thanks to Trent for taking that match too. For me, it was a get back into the game match as well. I didn't really know too much what to expect. I knew I wouldn't play great early, because I never do. But I did respect Trent 100% in preparation for this match, because I put a lot of time into the game. I did a lot of drills, find my cueing technique as best I can, because it's always been a personal issue for me. And I think overall, I felt like I cued the ball pretty good. There was one in particular, I think I was on the hill, so I was right at the end of the match, and I took on this out that ended up being hard because I just kept falling out of position. And I've missed the last ball, and I've dropped my shoulder. And I knew the second I played the shot, I knew I dropped the shoulder. And surely enough, the replays come up and Robbo's gone through it all and explained it all and shown exactly what's happened. And that just reaffirmed, yeah, I knew I did that. And mind you, I actually went back after that match had finished. I stayed there, had a few drinks, all that sort of stuff. Came home, put the match straight on, and I was up till 4 a.m. watching it. So I rewatched that match the same day I played it. Now I'm going to go back and watch it again. Just work started, so I haven't had a chance. But I plan to go back and watch it again and take some notes, and then speak to the big man here on camera about a few things that I want to address as well. Now, some of the things that Marc has said I don't agree with, but most of it I absolutely do. Specifically, a point that he made about me favouring middle pockets. I know it's a problem. I've always known it's a problem. And I was chatting to you about this earlier, Marty. There was a frame where even Mark Owens has gone, I'm surprised he's not taking the ball in the corner here. I knew it was the right shot. I knew 100% it was the right shot. But for some reason, my mind goes, hey, you could miss this, but you cannot miss the ball in the middle. So my mind draws myself to the shot in the middle that I know I can't miss. Even though I know the transition to the clearance could probably be harder, I still know that there is a clearance there to be made. But it's still the wrong way to go. So that's something I've already taken on board with myself, and I thought I've got to put a stop to it. I think what really hit home is I think you actually said, Robbo, this type of thing's been holding me back for a lot of years. Now, you've never said that to me, but then when you say it on commentary and I hear it, I thought, Jesus, that's right. It's so correct. And so it's got to be addressed. You can't just ignore it and go, oh, no, I'm happy with that going this way, because you're just going to state that same, intermediate style choice of shot, which isn't acceptable if you want your game to improve. So I got a lot out of it. And Trent's come up to me after the match, and he's pretty much, now we had a quick chat about it, not too much. And then he's got in contact with me and said, I want to play every 3 months until I beat you. So, that's some,
the
that's
Michael
some having a
Scary
go,
approach.
isn't it? Yeah. And he pretty much wants to play some smaller matches, because it's not really about the money. It's more about the improvement, and he's just said, when I think I can beat you, then we'll play a bigger one. And I had a bit of a laugh at that, because I thought, so you're going to wait till you feel like you can beat me, and then you're going to play me for more money. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, he's obviously going to take a lot out of that match. He'll go back, put the time in. Yeah, we'll just see how that match goes when the rematch happens. I'll be honest with you, I haven't touched the table since that match. I burn out very quickly in practice, so I've been there, done that a long, long time. So I'll probably put time in a couple of weeks out from Geelong, so I'm probably going to start playing next week, to be honest. And then, yeah, hopefully I'm not burnt out by the time that match comes along. But, there's a lot of good matches coming up on that date, so 21st of March, I think it is.
Did you see my little video? I did.
Yes, I did.
Have you seen it, Marty?
Did see that. Hang on. Let me bring this up first for everyone so they can see what's going on. So this is the event that Jamie just alluded to. There's a bunch of money matches happening on the 21st of March. Jamie and Trent Mason are here for the rematch.
What
But
was your score on the
also,
other ones? It's about 2-to-1 ratio frames.
15-7 or 15-8, was it?
Yeah.
You're talking about the match we just played?
Yeah.
I think it was
Yes.
15-7 or 15-8. It's so bad, and I don't even like remember scores. I just go, well, okay, I've won that match, and all I think about is all the crap I did wrong, which I guess in some ways is good. But if you're trying to boost your own confidence, it's not a great way to do it. But
Yeah, you got to get the
all
balance.
I think about is all the bad pool I played.
And you've got to also, this is something I'm trying to get better at, is appreciating the matches and the wins and not just thinking about the bad shots. I've won tournaments where I'm on the way home annoyed. I've literally won tournaments, decent sized ones too, and just annoyed that I needed an extra chance. You know, if my opponent was good enough, I wouldn't have got that extra chance and won the tournament. And it takes away from the enjoyment of actually playing the match and getting a victory. So there's a balance needed.
It was, I've just brought it up, it was 15-7.
So I was close to being spot on.
So in this event, so obviously the Trent and Jamie rematch is on. The big match down the bottom, Dakota Cook is put his hand up for his first big money match. I don't know if he's played smaller matches, but $4,000 on the line there against Nathan Appleton. And at the same time, Marc Owens and Jack Phillips. That'll be a very aggressive match. Great to watch.
That's
playing
my favorite
for 3 game. But
one.
earlier,
I don't think
that'll be
a
very. You don't think it'll be a good to watch, or you don't think it'll be aggressive? What
I don't think it'll be as aggressive as what you think. So you got to remember, aggression for aggression to happen in a match, the balls need to split well most of the time. They're not idiots, and especially Jack will be happy to sit back and play a more patient game. You got to remember, Jack's been around a long, long time. He comes from a background of pool players that played the old school rules and tied people up. So he's very familiar with it. I don't think he'll be going 100 mile an hour just trying to blow Marc off the table. Marc, I don't know his background, but he is very aggressive, even in times where you think, I'm not sure why you're being aggressive here when the outlook's ridiculous. But he's a very, very good potter, and I mean a very good potter. So I think, to me personally, this is a bit of a clash of styles. I think Jack's portrayed as I think Jack's portrayed as a very aggressive player, but I don't really see that. I see him as a more balanced style player. I think
he's an all-rounder.
He may try and he may try and let Marc cut his own throat a bit. So we'll see what happens. I'd like to do some predictions on these matches after we chat about them too.
Yeah. Let me go through the rest of the card as well. So certainly, Marc, you're going to be up early in the day or midday playing against Josh Gorski. You were just commenting about a video that you put out on Facebook.
A little bit of promotion
with a bit of banter with Josh Gorski. Looking forward to that one. Sean Walpole playing Timmy Shelton. Good to see Timmy Shelton getting out there for a money match.
Old Gen, new Gen.
There's a bit of old Gen, new Gen. Exactly. It's exactly what I was going to say. So yeah, looking forward to see Timmy playing in that match. Sean Walpole played very well in the EDPL finals at the end of last year. So yeah, that'll be a good match. Nick Scarry is going to play Joseph Evans, in the afternoon there. At the same time as Jamie, you're going to be playing Trent Mason in the rematch. And then,
it actually annoys me this match is on the same time.
Oh, because you wanted to watch it?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good match to watch. Good on Joseph for taking this on. He's putting a lot of effort into improving his game, so he deserves some reward for effort. But obviously, it's up to him to, get the job done. He's playing a player that's, obviously very exceptional. So, but you got to start somewhere. Like, I don't mind that he's just chucked himself in the deep end and said, let's go for it.
I agree, and like a bit of old Gen, new Gen stuff there, and where like Mick obviously a big favourite, I would think, going into that match. But again, watch if Joseph, keeps playing these sorts of matches and keeps improving, then, one to watch in kind of future games as he gets better and better as well. So the rematch between you and Trent Ronnie Mason, Mark Allen, Jack Phillips, and Dakota Cook v. Nathan Appleton. Do we want to go from the top for some predictions, Jamie? Mark, you can sit out your match, and Jamie, you can sit out
Well, I'll
your
talk
match for
about it.
predictions.
I'll talk about everything else.
Well, okay, you can
I'm going to
give us
smash
a
him.
prediction. Give us a prediction,
Well,
Mark. Who do you think's going to win between you and?
I think probably every frame beyond sort of like race to 5, I think heavily advantages me. I think sort of when it gets to around race to 9 or 11, I think that so what I need to be concerned about is the thing that's out of my control. Is Gorski's a lunatic. Goes for everything. He's a great plotter, great shot maker. Frustratingly so at times. But I think in race to 3s, 4s, 5s, they can get you. But I think once you get to 8s, 9s, 10s, he needs a lot of things to go his way. Race to 15. I just think that he will need to tidy up his shot selection a lot to get me in a race to 15. Otherwise, he's going to have to play very well and have a run of the balls.
Do you want to give us a score line then?
Score, I'd probably say 15-8, something like that. Yeah, 15-8.
That's the score line I was going to suggest too.
Yeah.
Jamie, what do you think?
I think God will come down from the heavens and strike Josh Gorski with all the luck. And he will absolutely blow Rob off the table with doubles, triples, jags, and annihilate him 15-4.
Well,
no, I think Robbo will win it. No, I think Robbo probably, I think he'll be too clinical. I haven't seen enough of Josh play long frames, long matches, and really the only real time I've seen him play a match of any sort of length was pockets, and that's on a Supreme, so it's hard to really gauge off that. Same with the Nationals, they were on the Racing, so playing on the 7-footers, I mean, it's a mini snooker table for him. He's obviously used to those styles, but I would say 15-7. I think. It's if he gets over aggressive, I think if Josh can actually force himself to just hold back on the craziness a little bit and actually make a match of it, there could be a few more frames swing his way. But if it just if it goes into lunatic mode, well, then obviously you're just falling into a trap there. So I'm going to go with 15-7. That was the score I had with my match, so it seems like an omen. I'll stick with it with that one.
If he plays to the best of his ability, and I'm not talking about pulling off all the triples and doubles, I'm talking about playing the right shots for him at the right time, he can beat me. No doubt there. He's got all the skill required to beat me, but I think he will beat himself, but I'm just going to be there on the other side of it, just capitalizing. I've got my Chinese able table at home now, so I've been playing and practicing on that. So by the time this rolls around in March, there's going to have been a number of 8-ball events and things like that. It's sort of that 8-ball time of year. So I'm going to be playing as well. So I plan on putting on a pretty good performance, actually. So we'll see, though. Sometimes it doesn't work that way.
I think the thing that might go in Josh's favour, you talked about long matches, Jamie. He might not have played long 8-ball matches, but I think he will have played some long snooker matches. And because of that, he might get into a rhythm of potting for a period of time. So wouldn't surprise me, even though I think Mark's favourite, and I think that 15-8 scoreline is a good prediction from me. I think that it wouldn't surprise me to see Josh go on a run of 3 frames in a row, maybe 4 frames in a row, if he gets his potting boots on and breaks well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he will go on a run at some point in a race to 15. Josh is too good to not run a few on the spin. But when he does that, I'm hoping to be 8-2 up, and then he goes and I'm going to be 8-2 up because he doesn't pull off his magical shots, and then there will be a period where it works, but then now he goes to 8-5 downs. That's the idea. And if he gets off to the good start, puts me under pressure, just how long can he keep that run going for? Because there's going to be a time where the run of the balls will then swing back in my favor, and I'm going to be running racks too. So we're both going to be running racks, but I just think the times when I get to the table and it becomes a bit of a match play frame, we'll see where he's at then. That's going to be the interesting tell.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's move on. Sean Walpole and Tim Shelton.
Probably the most interesting match.
I think for me, very interesting one. I think I haven't seen a lot of Sean play apart from the EDPL finals last year. I've seen obviously a lot of Tim play. So what I will say about Tim is Tim will never let anything get to him in the match. He's going to be very steady the whole way through, even if he's if there's a down period and Sean's gone on a run or he has a bit of bad luck, he'll just get on with it and keep moving on. I don't know Sean well enough to know whether he can stay steady through those periods. But I'm going to call Timmy for the win here, but probably a bit closer. I'm going to say 15-11.
All right. I actually think Timmy can get in his own head. I think he's susceptible to it personally. But having said that, if you want to look at the talent of both of these players, and I have to bear in mind when I say this that I'm looking at Tim when he was probably in his prime, not making a return like he is now again. Far more talented from skill level than Sean, but the equaliser now is, Tim's just coming back to play. He's not the player he used to be. I still think he wins this match though, and I think 15-11 is a generous scoreline. I think that Sean won't make double digits. I just think that Sean will overcommit too often, take on clearances with the wrong mapping, because that's what I've witnessed of the multiple times that I've seen him play. And this is no disrespect. This is just an observation that I've made personally. For me, Sean fits in one of those guys that, if you get a pretty strong top 20 for the stateside, he's one of those guys he's trying to get in that team, but he just keeps missing out all the time. That's how I see Sean at the moment, and he just needs to get to that next step. And I think that's the step for him is the mapping cleanup component. So I'm going to say Tim 15-8. It's a popular scoreline, that one for me.
The Timmy Sean Walpole. I think when I've got to think about that match, I think it's a similar one to Jamie and Trent in a way. The playing styles are different, but I'm talking about like the experience. I sort of see Timmy and Jamie very experienced. They've spent decades perfecting ways to beat guys of Sean Walpole and Trent's level the way they do it. So I think if it follows Timmy's script, I think Trent, the Trent and Jamie match sort of, it wasn't the standard I don't think Jamie wanted to bring, but it went the way it wanted to. And I think if that happens for the Timmy Sean match, I think it's going to be quite one-sided actually. I think it's sort of like a 15-7, around a 2-to-1 ratio. Now what has to happen for Sean to win? I think Sean has to play well, period. If he doesn't play well, then it doesn't matter how Tim plays. Tim will just win. He would have finished more frames. Running racks and stuff, I don't think that's a factor at all. I think they'll both run some racks here or there, but no one's going to be devastating, with running racks. But I think Timmy's going to be too polished with ending frame. My biggest concern for Timmy is the length of the match. How long can Timmy maintain a good standard for? And if he gets off to a good lead, then it won't really matter because then he'll eventually just win. But if it goes, 3-all, 4-3, 5-4, the longer Sean can stay with Tim, I think there could be a period where Timmy might fatigue. That would be my biggest concern, just mentally and physically fatiguing a bit. But Timmy's been playing EDPL, DDPL every year for quite a long time still. I know he's not been playing matches and stuff like this, but he has been hitting balls constantly. So, yeah. 15-7 to Tim.
Yeah. Okay. And again, I don't know much about, let's talk about Mick versus Joseph Evans. I don't know Joseph Evans that well. But obviously, Mick, an elite player, he's got the new table at home. He's excited about playing pool at the moment. He's practicing. I think he's going to look at this as a good match to kind of get cracking again in the money match scene. I know he plays a lot of matches still. He has a lot of people come over and play matches. I think he'll absolutely dominate this match probably, although again, I don't know Joseph very well. I don't have a good prediction for a scoreline. I don't think the duration's a factor. I'll pick something like a 15-8. But yeah, maybe one of you guys can talk a bit more about Joseph if you know him better than I do.
I will bring up one point, and that was at that Slate Pro Comp, he put in an amazing performance for himself. And I think he made the quarters and lost to Jake. And I think he had quite a good lead on Jake as well. But whoever he played before that, it was Woodsy, I think. No, was it Woodsy? There was someone he played that he absolutely annihilated and just apparently ran a bunch of racks and he just obviously just got in the zone and just teed off. Will that happen in this match? I don't know. Like, you can't count it out. But I don't think so. I think Mick will take this match very seriously because of this old gen, new gen sort of thing that's happening at the moment. And he definitely won't want to be the first, you know what I mean, to lose to one of the new gen guys. His ego would not recover. So I think he'll take it very seriously, but we also know that Mick is a horrible front runner and loves to just, be down 5-1 and then win 15-6. So whether that match goes like that or whether he's just said, I've had enough of that and I'm just going to annihilate, I don't know. But I think this match potentially could get, to the 15-10 mark, 15-11 mark, if Joseph actually does turn up and play well and not allow the occasion to pressure him. I think he's got the skills. It's just a matter of whether he can map the game properly and when he commits, make the clearance. If he doesn't do that, then Mick's just going to have a bit of a field day. But I still think Mick wins, but I'm going to go 15-10. I could be way off, but that's my prediction.
No, I'm on the same boat there with you, Jamie. I don't have much else to add. You pretty much there. I was going to say, Mick, as far as like all your top players in the country, Mick to me is one of the most vulnerable, if not the most vulnerable, to lose a match like this, because he is the worst starter you've ever seen. If there's like a bookie's odds for this match, like I've got Mick as $1, whatever, 3. I can't see Joseph winning this match. That's just because Mick's so good. But if there was a quirky little side bet in there, it's sort of like, a race to 5 in this match. I'm not kidding you. It's almost 50-50. Like, it's crazy. You watch the start of this match, it'll be something like Mick's going to be 5-3 down, and then you're going to go out for lunch, come back, and then Mick's going to be 10-7 up. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. He's just the worst starter. I've never seen him just like demolish someone like 15-3 or anything like that. Even in all the race to 11 leagues that we've had down here, you look over and I'll be finished playing someone that's over 11-2, and I look over and Mick's 5-all in a match that I think he was going to win 11-1, and then somehow he wins at 11-9. And it's like, Mick, you should have won that like 11-2. And he's like, I know, I just, I was 4-0 down before I knew it. And yeah, it's crazy. So my score prediction for this match is probably like 15-11. But at the same time, I can't see Mick losing. So that sounds a little bit weird to call a 15-11 match, but yeah, I can't see Mick losing. Yeah, It's weird. I think it's similar to my match with Josh. I think Joseph needs to pull off a lot of his low percentage outs to get the chockies.
All right, and the rematch with Trent, Ronnie Mason, and the gatekeeper, Jamie Stevens. For me, the scoreline is not really the interesting thing about this match, Jamie. I think you win, and I think you win comfortably. But I'm actually more interested to see how Trent adapts his game after the first match. Does he change his style of play in any way? I think you can make incremental improvements, Jamie. You might listen to a couple of things and tweak some things. Maybe you take less balls in the center. You can make incremental improvements and you'll be consistent. But Trent could make more major changes. So for you, Jamie, it's more about execution, whereas Trent's execution of shot was actually not too bad when he played, but his choice of shot was terrible. So it's really a question of, I'm really interested to see about how does Trent's mapping change, and does he change his style of play against you or not? I think you win, Jamie, in a similar scoreline to last time. I'm going to say 15-8. Marc, do you want to go next? I'll let Jamie kind of finish this one off.
I think this one will be even more one-sided than the other one. I think Jamie's going to win this by a bigger margin. The reason being is Jamie is like, I'm just going to sort of, I think about it sort of like in the gym. When you've trained a lot in the gym and then you've stopped training, you get weak very quickly, but the muscle memory is there. Jamie's just trying to get back kind of where he was, which is a lot easier to do. The muscle memory will be there. He knows what he should be doing. He just needs to do it a bit better, where Trent is trying to learn all new stuff. And quite often when you're trying to learn new stuff, you actually get worse before you get better. You get confused. Should I be attacking or defending? What did they say in the commentary? What advice? What other? And you get muddled and confused, where Jamie's not muddled and confused. He knows what he wants to do. He just needs to execute it better. So I think Jamie could go up a level or two a lot easier than Trent can, but Trent can go up 5 levels easier than Jamie can. It's just going to take time. So if they were to keep playing every 3 months or so, I think probably on about the 4th attempt, wouldn't surprise me if Trent bobs up and gets like a 15, loses like 15-11. And then probably on the 5th attempt is like starting to really knock on the door, because now that time for those levels to kick in and building those new muscle memories and those new knowledge and all that stuff is now starting to grow. All the seed he's been planting over the last year is now starting to sprout, where Jamie then will now need to start getting to his new best, and that's hard to do, especially someone of Jamie's level and age. So that's my thoughts.
I'm not going to give a score prediction because that's just asking for trouble. But look, I expect him to change his game and maybe not be as aggressive. But at the same token, I probably welcome that, because I think if we get into tactical scraps, I think that's where the real pain will begin. So I guess in the international rules, not as much. I think if this was a black ball or 2-shot rule set, I think the real pain would be if the game's got scrappy for him. I think I'd have an enormous advantage there. I think he has more of a chance to beat when the balls are more open. But look, I'd have to go back and watch that match. I think there were some frames there where there was some pretty basic clearances missed by both of us. It's just a matter of tidying that up, really, isn't it, from both our sides? So, yeah, I'm not gonna give predictions. If I do that, it's just putting a curse on myself. So, I'll tell you what I will do though is I will be trying very hard to stop that prediction that Marc's made of maybe by the 5th attempt or 3rd attempt or 4th attempt or whatever it is, 2nd attempt, that he doesn't get over 10 on me, or the score line, or the win. The win's the important
4th or 5th
part, obviously.
attempt.
I don't care if it's 15-14 win. Yeah,
Well,
I don't care if it's a 15-14 win as long as the W is next to my name.
By then, if you guys keep playing, and after 12 or 15 months of this kind of thing, if you play every 2 or 3 months, the idea is that it's not up to you anymore. It's up to the improving player to catch you, because you're now at your level. You're practiced, you're refined. It's like, okay, I'm happy where I'm at. The idea is for him to keep going like this, and then you get to a point where you're having good matches. But that's up to him. That's not up to you.
All right, then we get on to Marc Owens and Jack Phillips, which is the match of the round here for me. What do I think here? I like to watch both of these players for different reasons. I actually don't. I've only really seen one good season of VDPL for both players. I actually haven't seen a lot of them other than that. So that's only a couple of matches and some finals and stuff. I agree with Jamie's comment about Jack being a bit more well-rounded. Marc seems a bit more aggressive. So I'm going to call it for Jack for that reason, just because I think he'll be, when a couple of frames go tactical, I think he's slightly more favoured to win. So I'm going to say Jack, but in a close one, I'll call it 15-12. Marc?
There's two clashes of styles. I think I'm going to go towards Jack because I think if the balls are open, suits Marc Owens' game style a lot better. But Jack can certainly do damage there and win that. Like if the balls are open, I think Jack can still win. It just suits Marc more. If the balls are clustery and everything like that, it's certainly going to suit Jack. I've seen him play in two EDPL DDPL finals series, and he was phenomenal. I'm really not easily impressed. And if you ever are going to impress me, it's got to be in a pressure situation. Most likely one frame pool finals. Doesn't matter it could be nationals or it could be a local league. One frame pool finals is pressure. And he was fantastic. I think Jack is a very, very, very good one frame pool player. But in races, especially longer races, I don't know why, but he's not as dangerous. I think he's a terrifyingly good one frame pool player, but for some reason in longer races, maybe because he's so conservative, he's not intimidating and his opponents play well. I'm not too sure. But I'm going to go Jack. I'm going to go Jack 15-13. For me, that's the match. That's the match to watch.
All right. Well, I was originally going to say Jack as well, for the reasons I said earlier on. But now that I've heard you say that, and you have highlighted one point, now Marc Owens has not been in this country that long. What, a couple of years now has it been? He went deep in all. Was it Geelong or the one at Bahrain, Anzac Day? He went deep in one of the comps.
The final of Geelong.
Sorry,
lost in the deciding
final of Geelong, and didn't he go pretty deep in Anzac? Yeah, so he's been here not that long, and he's playing in tournaments and getting to the business end. I don't recall Jack ever making it to the quarters in anything. Now, he probably has, but he's not a name you think about winning a tournament, ever. Yet Marc Owens is someone that you might say, you know what, he could be dangerous. So
100%,
when you put those two things together, I think maybe I favour Marc now, based on that. You know, not single frame pool, but based on a long race. I think Marc has the potential, when he gets flowing, to break and run quite a number of racks in this match. Whether he does or not is potentially the telling factor. But I'm going to say Marc wins this 15-13. I'm going to go out on a limb. I originally did favour Jack, but I think if we put all these little bits and pieces and facts together, I think maybe it just slips into Marc's favour. Yeah, I'll go 15-13 Marc with that one.
I think the thing I'm most interested to watch is, because I will be having my eye on that match, is that if Jack does lose, or even if he wins or whatever, I'd be interested in sort of like, I'm hoping that I see something and I'm like, hey, Jack, by the way, if you're wondering why you're struggling in matches that are more than race to 5, here's exactly why. I'm hoping something like that comes up. We'll see. Maybe it's just the conservative style of play, not throwing his opponents off.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to commentate that match, actually.
Yeah, well, good to get a contrarian opinion in there anyway, Jamie. So, yes, looks like everyone's kind of interested in that match. And the last one, of course, is Dakota Cook against Nathan Appleton.
Appleton's only just made this Queensland side for his first time as well, hasn't he? I mean, he just won that intermediate comp at Slate last year.
Yeah, I don't know much at all about Nathan's game, and only a little bit about Dakota's game. Obviously performed very well at the Nationals. So I don't quite know how to call this, just because I don't know anything about Nathan really and his game. do either of you guys have a starter opinion?
Jamie's seen
Do you want
Nathan
me to
play more
start,
than
Robbo?
me. Let him chip in.
Yeah, so I watched. So he won the intermediate comp not last year, the year before that. Now I wasn't there in person, but I did watch it online. Now, one thing that I cannot fathom is how this guy cues the ball. Now I know it's due to he's got a reason he can't cue it, like, you know, obviously the mainstream way to do it, to get
Oh, is he
injury
the guy
related or
that
something like
cues
that.
like
Yeah.
backwards?
So
Is that right?
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it goes against every fiber of my being to say this guy can win a long money match, because he does everything wrong. But what he does with what he's got is actually quite decent. He's a pretty handy player.
Mm.
Now Dakota's improved, no doubt about that at all. The thing for me with this match for Dakota is this is his first real money match. When I say real, I mean he's played a few money matches here and there, and you know I remember playing him in a black ball one in Ipswich a few years ago. But this one's going to be on cue ball TV, you know, alongside another match going at the same time. There's going to be real pressure out there, and it's just going to be a matter of if he can handle that for the duration of the match. I think watching him play at Nationals, from what I saw, I still think he has a lot to learn with his shot selection. And he also probably needs to ensure his temperament stays in check, because I think that is a potential weak point for Dakota.
That's the
On
key.
the other side of the coin, Nathan's temperament appears on surface, from what I've seen, quite good. Doesn't seem to get flustered by too much. And his shot selection is definitely better. I think Dakota's got better shot range than Nathan, but I will take shot selection over shot range any day of the week. So I'll throw a prediction out there as well. And sorry, Dakota, you're going to hate me, but this is nothing personal. I'm just going purely off what I think. I think Nathan will win this 15-11.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I think now that you've reminded me who Nathan is, I can remember seeing him play in some of the nationals as well. I'm going to just point out one more thing, which is Nathan's traveling for this match. So he's coming down from Queensland, right? Whereas Dakota's on home turf. I'm not sure yet in my mind whether that's an advantage for Dakota or not. Like, it could be a distraction because he'll have some crew around on the day, some support, but that might also be a distraction. But I'll take a position and I'll say I think that's going to work in his favour, and that I'm sure he's played at Bar 8 many times and he's familiar with the conditions. And Nathan travelling, I'll go the other way, just to kind of give a contrarian opinion. I do agree that I think Nathan does play a very good style of game. I wonder if I understand the physical constraints of his queuing, and he does very well for that. But I wonder if that could cause some breakdown over a long match in a race to 15. If you're going to play 25 plus frames, does that queuing action break down in a few key moments over such a distance? I don't know, because I haven't seen him play long races, and like you say, I think he does play very well. But given those things, and I'll put out a contrarian opinion, I'll say Dakota 15-12.
Well, maybe he cues correctly and we do it all wrong. I think the cue action doesn't matter. He's done it like that for as long as I've seen him play and as long as I've known. I don't think it changes over a period of time. I really, pretty much everything Jamie said, basically, for me, Dakota is a bit of a feisty one. And a race to 15 is a long time that he's got to keep his cool. A long, long time. That is probably the biggest thing for me. If Dakota loses his cool, match is over. Nathan will just be mopping up Dakota's mess. If Dakota plays well, it's game on. If Dakota plays well, Dakota can win this match. But if Dakota does not play well, Nathan's better shot selection and just all-round 8-ball savvy will be good enough to win. So I'll say Nathan wins 15-10, but if Dakota plays well, Dakota can win. But can he play well? Let's find out.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give Dakota, and this actually applies to a number of matches. I'll give him the blueprint to win this match. It's a very simple thing. If you can't pot out, put the white ball somewhere on the table that's on the rail that's leaving him a difficult shot. The one weakness that Nathan has, and it's a big weakness, is if he has to play any shots with power, he will miss most of the time. So if you go back and watch him play and he's got to play a shot at pace to get around the angles or whatever it may be, he misses a lot of those. Now, I don't know if that's due to the restrictions of his cueing action or not, but it's definitely a factor. And at the end of the day, if you can't pot out, your friend is that top rail, the badge at the top rail. Because it doesn't matter who you are, if you force him to play a shot off the top rail at distance, it's a tough shot. That's his key to winning this frame, not overcommitting to ridiculous shots and trying to make crazy clearances, white ball, nameplate, win the match. That's his blueprint.
Right, there you go, Dakota. A bit of friendly match play advice from the Gatekeeper.
And Trent, I'll give you the blueprint to beating Jamie. All you've got to do is leave him hampered because he's got these crazy flexible fingers that just bend like Rubber Man, and he can't cue over a ball. Let's see those fingers there.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen, they want to freak out. This is what my finger can do. Can you see that?
Yeah,
they all do it. All
like
of
that.
Them.
Yours is like that.
Yeah.
So that's it. Just leave him hampered.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad.
Very, very stable, but can't cue over a ball.
Quick blueprint rundown for all the underdogs. Gorski, just turn it down 10% and you can beat me. Sean Walpole, just make Timmy work hard for as long as possible and fatigue him. Joseph Evans, play with confidence and play with confidence the whole match, no matter the scoreline. And when you get off to a 5-1 start against Mick, don't give it back. Trent against Jamie Stevens. There was 2 shots that when I was commentating, I said were your best shots of the match, and they were both safeties. They were very well done, very well thought out, and you must play more of those if you want to beat Jamie. Well thought out, good little safeties, especially towards the end of the frames. Put him under pressure. Look, Jack Phillips, Mark Owens, there's no underdog there. So that's just a very close match. And Dakota and Nathan. Dakota, just keep your cool, man. Just serenity now.
Good luck to everyone in those money matches on the 21st of March. Down at Bar 8 in Melbourne, if you want to get down and watch them live or streamed via Cueball TV. No doubt with some good commentary. Robbo, will you stick around and commentate some of the matches that day? I'm sure Jamie will when he's not playing as well.
Yeah, look, there's every chance I commentate at least the next round. Like I'm going to be down there playing, whether I win or lose. It's all good, and I want to commentate probably that next round, and then we'll see about the last match. Maybe I'll commentate that again, or give someone else the opportunity. Most likely give someone else the opportunity to commentate. There's going to be a lot of good players down there, and especially the players who have just played. You know, like maybe Joseph and Trent want to commentate the next one, or maybe Jamie and Mick want to, or something like that. So I'll put my hand up to commentate that 4 p.m. match, and then skedaddle.
Yeah, good luck to everyone competing in those money matches on the 21st of March.
You're going to cover the Alex Pace affairs?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So Alex Pace put out a plan where he started with a $20,000 pot, I believe is what starting bankroll of $20,000, and he was going to play minimum of 5K per match and try and build the pot over a 12-month period. So he's just trying to play a lot of big money matches. So he started out with VJ Randall on the 12th of December, so it was early December, lost. Then he went to South Australia and he lined up 4 matches in a row. 3 of them he gave starts to. He played Ash Singh, then Ricky Watson, then Colin Lataris, then Alec Evranadis. He gave starts to Ash, Ricky, and Colin. And what happened? He lost to Ash. He lost to Ricky. What was the result in the Colin Lataris match?
He beat Colin convincingly in the end.
He beat Colin. So he lost his first 3 matches, just to kind of put this out there. So he had
Yeah,
he lost to VJ, then to Ash, then to Ricky. Then he's won against Colin. And that was a bigger pot too. So he's kind of he's negated the other 2. And then he played against Alec off scratch, and I believe Alec won that match. Is that right? So he's down 16. He's only got 4K left in the pot, I think. So it hasn't been a great run for him.
Yeah, well, he's got Tri Chan next in NT. Now, I don't know if that's the only person he's playing. I fancy him to beat Tri. And then he's coming to Victoria.
Can I just point against Tri, he's giving Tri a 5-frame start.
Are you sure? Because I heard that was off scratch.
It's on. I'm looking at his page on the post. This is back in. He posted this back in December 16th, so I don't know if it's been adjusted, but this is on his page, and he has said head start, 5-frame start for Tri.
As far as I know, that one is off scratch. But I could be wrong. I thought it was off scratch, though. I think giving starts to people that have got ability is insane.
Yeah, I agree.
I understand why he's doing it, to get the interest, but giving a 5 start to someone like Ricky Watson, for me, I thought that was an interesting decision, because Ricky Watson is a very good player. Now, I think he got maybe a little bit stitched up with the Ash Singh guy, because I'd never heard of him. I didn't know how good he was or how bad he was, but clearly he can play the game. And he won that almost off a stick at the point of the match ending.
Yeah, so I believe he did, actually, yeah.
So that's a big one, you know. And then Colin, well, I actually expect him to lose to Colin as well. But as it turns out, like, obviously Colin's been away from the game for a long, long time. If you know Colin from back in the day when he was at his prime, he was an exceptional player. Age catches up with everyone except for Alec Evranadis.
Yes.
Yeah. It just, it showed. He wasn't as polished as what he used to be. And it would have been frustrating for him as well, but he carries himself very well. Colin, he's a professional. And I'm sure he'll be back looking for another match, against someone else down the track. He's back into it, so yeah, he'll do some danger and some damage in some of these Masters comps and stuff as well. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Colin beat me in the only major final I ever made, in 05 in WA in the pre-match event. So yeah, hopefully I'll run into him in the Masters one day and get a chance of redemption.
And yeah, I think that if, I don't know if Alex even watches these podcasts or not, but the one thing I want to point out from the whole 4 matches, the biggest thing that I took from it, and it's easy to remember because it was at the end of the 4th match, was how we just gave up. He just threw the cue at every ball in that last frame and pretty much just said, I give up. And I think really, if you read the body language, he'd probably given up about half an hour before that. If you're going to go around the country and play all these very good players in money matches, you can never, ever, no matter the situation, can you throw in the towel. You've got to fight till that last black is popped by you or your opponent, and then you shake hands and say thanks for the match, well played, I was the better player, you were the better player, whatever the case may be. But giving up, I don't think you can do anything but leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth. So Alex, if you see this, Love watching you play. You're a lunatic on the table. Once you get going, you look great. But that is the one thing that I'd clean up, because everything else, your demeanour, everything is really good. Just don't give up.
We were talking about the starts a little bit, but by my math, like I don't know if you remember, Mark, Alex started with a 20K pot, and he was trying to get to 200K in 12 months. I believe he's down to 8 and 4. I believe he's got 7 left in the pot. He's 13 down, and it's only the 15th of January.
I was going to say a big part of the formula to turning 20K into 200K is you got to pick money matches that are 50-50, or you're a bit favourite. And he's not doing that at all. I think he's overestimating his own ability, and I think that's can actually be helpful at times. But the biggest problem is he's underestimating his opponent's ability. It's fine if you want to play VJ. Those two, on paper, are probably roughly evenly matched. But when it comes to actually money matches, VJ is one of these old school, even though he's a young guy, VJ is like an old school, like smoky pool room, plays you for, whoever wins lunch. And I just imagine VJ has grown up playing all those kinds of matches. And VJ is actually one of those players who plays better for money. That's why we spoke about that match, Jamie and I and a couple of others, and we just agreed that VJ is probably just going to win that. He's just got more money match experience, and he's a good money match player. Just because you're a certain level of player and you do a certain level at nationals or your state titles and all these things, it doesn't mean that you're going to do well in money matches. And these guys that he's playing, Ricky Watson and these guys, they've been around a long time. They've played a lot of money matches, and you're heavily underestimating how good they are. And then to give them starts, I don't know how that came about, but Ricky Watson versus Alec Pace off scratch is a good money match. That's a good money match off scratch. To give 5 star, did you offer, I've just got to wonder how these conversations went down. It's like, hey, I want to play. And if they see that you're very keen and over eager to play and a little bit loose, they'll put matches together. States will put matches together that they think are even money matches, and they'll just ask for a start, and you're probably just giving it to them. I'm not sure. I would actually like to check. Me and Alex get along very well. He's always had time for me. I've always had time for him. We get along fantastic. I think he's an awesome guy, and I'd like to actually chat to him about sort of what his plan is for this year. I think the idea is that you're trying to go in 55% favorite in these matches. And there are some matches that I think are good off scratch matches that he's giving starts, or he's at least traveling to their venues and he's not getting proper hits in on the tables or getting accustomed to just the venue and everything. And so what could be a 50-50 match is now he's underdog.
I can get him on here, Marty.
Yeah, I think Alex would be a great one to get on here.
Because
there's so many unknowns. We don't know what's going on. We're only seeing the money match as it happens. But I think the more interesting part is what's happening off the table. These conversations, these preparations, how do they decide the amount, the race, the venue? I'm very interested to hear that side of it as well, because that's almost just as important as actually playing the match. Like Jamie, if you are Alex Pace's manager, everything that he's done, you would have stopped him.
I would have at least had him in SA 2 days earlier.
Yeah, two days earlier, and maybe a break between each match, or maybe not. Maybe for Alex, it's not too bad. I don't know, but maybe play them in a different order or something. I'm not sure, but I know that you would have put a lot of thought into this and had maybe different opponents with different starts or different ratios or orders, or don't know. I just think the way he's gone about it is very mismanaged.
We noted the starts that he's been giving, Mark, and he must be going for the Darwin Open. So he's playing Tri-Chan in about a week's time in Darwin for a 10K pot, and he's giving a 5-frame start.
Honestly, I think he wins that match at 5 start as well. Race to 21's
I
a
think-
long match. Try's still pretty green. He's
Yes.
improving out of sight, though. He's probably one of the most improved players in the country, to be fair, but he's still probably got some distance to go. I think a 5-start. I always thought it was off scratch. I don't know why, and I thought Alex was probably pretty comfortable winner, and that 5-start makes it a bit more interesting, especially if he gets off to the starts he has been getting off to. But yeah, I think for his sake he needs to win it, because when he comes to Victoria, he's got some matches lined up he should win, with some starts as well, but he should still win them.
Well, he needs to win the like right now he's got 7K in the pot. He's putting 5K of that at risk against Try. So he needs to win that to fill the pot up to go into some more of these matches. Or he's dipping back into his pocket again to grow the bankroll. So in any case, good luck to both those players in Darwin, Alex and Try. We look forward to it. Dan is going to be up in Darwin to stream the Darwin Open. So that match will be on Cue-Ball TV on the 23rd. So that is next Friday. Friday after this episode comes out for anyone who's watching. So look out for that one. And it'd be good to see Alex come to Melbourne and get a few more money matches on. I'm enjoying the money match season.
I'd love to play him.
It's good.
Alex, let's go.
There you go, Alex.
I don't think you're getting a start.
I'll give you a start.
Now, what sort of start are we talking about, Robbo? What start are you going to give in race to 21? Now let's tantalise the.
I always tell it how it is. I think for a fair start, race to 21 against me. I think Alex getting an 8 start is about right. That's my honest thoughts. If you think about Alex and someone like Gorski, they're around probably even, and I think I get Gorski about 15-8. So I would say about an 8 start to Alex. Alex is about right.
There you go, Alex.
Because if you think about it, like race to 21, I think me and Alex, the average scoreline is about 21-13.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that there's a lot of really good matchups out there for Alex to play, like Jack Phillips, Gorski, Dempsey, Jack Green. My God, there's so many good ones. Lots of good ones out there. I think matches like Scott Parker, Mick Reardon, Steve Tran. Jesus Christ, there's so many. I would like to see him play more of these matches rather than matches against people levels below him. And the most interesting thing about it is how much start is he going to give? I think there's a lot of interesting matches that would be off scratch, in my opinion, that I'd like to see. Especially in Victoria, I could easily rattle off 20 names very easily.
Here's a prediction. I'm going to win Geelong. You've heard it here. I'm either going to come first or third. No more seconds.
All right.
Well, thank you, gents. Appreciate your time. Thanks for kicking off the year. And we'll see some of you next week. And the show will roll on. Thanks, everyone.
See you soon.
Ciao.
Thanks, buddy.
See you, boys. Bye.